Hello, everybody. Welcome to Jay's Tank. I'm your host, Jail, aka Westside Mason Jason, and this is our introductory show right here. This show right here, particularly, is going to be a breakdown kind of what Jay's Tank is, what it's about, who it's for, all of those good things, right? So let's get started. Right, the charter and purpose, right, is power of the word, frequency. Each of us have it. We have air that vibrates, right? Our vocal cords actually vibrate, and they vibrate the air, and it comes out of our mouth, and it travels, hits somebody's ear, the little hairs on somebody's ear, it's turned into electricity, goes up into the brain, all that good stuff. Word is frequency. Word is power. In the beginning was the word, right? It is what creates. It is what can make shit happen. So that's what this is for, to make more positive things happen, right? And to let others be able to put forth positive words, positive frequencies as well. The tank encompasses all. Tank's not about a particular subject matter. It's about all subject matters. Universality, that's what we're trying to bring forth, right? So that's what Jay's tank is for, universality. It's also meant to bring hope to those who think that there is no hope, right? To hear a different perspective, to hear something in a particular manner could change somebody's whole existence, right? It's called inspiration. To hear something that somebody else has, that's positivity, that's put forth, it can give people hope. We can each give each other hope. All of us have hope. All of us also have despair. Depends on what area of our life we're looking at. Or what just area of, area of life. It don't get bigger than that, right? Life. So this is also here to put forth positivity and give people hope. Give them information. With information, you can see things in a new way. You see things in a new way. It's hope, right? A different way to be able to interact with something that might have been hopeless before. Also, to apply the alternate perspective. I'm one of many. Each of us are one of many, but we're one of all, right? Because the totality of everything is each of us individually. So our minds, what we put forth, man, if you got something to say, go ahead, put that shit out. If it's positive, put that shit out. Even if it's negative, I wouldn't say put that shit out, because this is not something that I agree with. But once again, each of us are individuals, so I have no ability to be able to tell somebody, do this or don't do this, because it's bullshit. It ain't gonna happen. Right? But because it is a totality of all of us, just the more individuals of us who put forth that positivity, we can now sway the negative aspects of life that are happening right now. Because there's certain truths that should come about at this particular time and are coming about at this particular time that many people know. And the more of us that keep putting that forth, the greater it grows. And then it becomes reality. It's called customary law. Whatever the majority of people are doing will become the law. Just based upon people doing it, not it having to necessarily be legislated or put down or any type of way. Right? So that's how things really become. That's how the people have power. It's how you walk, how you move forward. Right? So applying another perspective, we can move forward in a different manner. Okay? Also, some caveats and disclaimers about the show. Well, show, whatever it's called. It's not for everyone, but it's an invitation for all. There's probably not one thing on this planet that's for everyone, except the planet itself, right? It's rare for those few things. But once again, it's for everybody, though. I believe in universality, right? I don't believe in racism. Racism's for people that don't understand genetics, right? That's a belief system created in 1745. But that'll be in later shows, that type of information, all of that good stuff, so we can put forth, maybe get more of us to stand on some solid ground rather than everybody just holding on to their floating balloons of beliefs, right? Because at any time, one of those things go, you know? So when it comes to interacting with each other, let's try and stand on solid ground, you know? And put forth the beliefs that we believe would be positive for others, for ourselves, you know? And putting forth those beliefs based on the example of ourselves going forward, right? You can say whatever the hell you want, but if your actions aren't congruent with what your words are, you're straight bullshitting ass person. Straight up. Regardless of how nice your face is or how big your smile is. It's irrelevant. If your actions ain't matching what your mouth is saying, you a bullshitting ass person. Straight up. That I don't believe is belief. That's fact. Right? Let's see. Next, it's a private realm. Right? So that way, I could really care less if anybody's coming through here with on some hating ass shit. Simply just leave. It's a private realm. Go start your own realm. We all can. Right? For you to spend your time and energy trying to pick apart somebody else's shit, either you really love them or you really don't like yourself. Because when you love yourself, you simply go do you. Next is, well, Jay's Tank is lawful publication. Please understand I said lawful. This is a lawful publication. First Amendment, free speech. Can't tell me I can't say this and can't say that. Actually, wait till we get in the episode on authority. Anyways, now these are the Tank rules. Let's get by these real quick. Hopefully I'm going to keep this at 10 minutes. I like to talk a lot. Right? But hopefully it's good shit that people do want to hear, you know? Our Tank rules: love rules over fear. In my personal belief, I believe there is only one emotion. It's just love, right? Even fear. Fear of what? Fear of dying, fear of this, fear of that. If you have fear of dying because you love life, right? If you have a fear of spiders, it's probably because you love life, right? You know, we got our mind like, oh, that shit's gonna bite me, sting me, I might die. I love life, right? But here, don't be fearful to put forth your experience, your conjecture, whatever it is that's you, right? This is the place where we try and even out the levels. Of course, there's many of us, and all of us are on different levels, some higher, some lower, or fuck higher and fuck lower. Some at this spot, some at the next spot, right? Everybody has their levels at what they're doing in life. So, just because a person has a lack of experience at one particular thing doesn't mean that you're on a higher level than them. It simply means they don't have experience at that particular thing that you do, right? So let's bring it back. And that goes straight up into, I'm going to jump, it goes straight up into humbleness over obnoxious cockiness. Who cares if you know a whole bunch of shit? Good for fucking you, right? That's all it's good for is you, how you using it. How you doing? All right? The pursuit of knowledge should be to be able to bring it within ourselves, to be able to apply it for ourselves within our life so we can create what it is that we're trying to do and bring forth for our particular lives, our particular individuality, right? Anybody who's comparing themselves against somebody else is somebody else who's trying to make themselves feel better, right? And you should be able to make yourself feel better. It's called loving yourself, right? Of course, a lot of us are fucked up, right? A lot of our parents are fucked up. Our grandparents fucked up. Our great-great-grandparents fucked up. So, you know, there's a lot of issues running around in this world today based upon some shit that is just a learned thing that we do since we got here, right? So let's try and throw that obnoxious cockiness away. That shit's not allowed here in the fucking tank, right? Next, communication and conceptual understanding. Communication is a two-way street. If I say something, somebody else is listening. And once somebody else is saying something, I'm listening. It's a two-way street, right? In arguments, how many times does it happen where you just trying to shout out what it is that you want? That's not a two-way street. That's just you putting forth whatever the fuck you trying to put forth without actually listening to the other person, like just being quiet and just, okay, Listen to what they said. Respond with something back. It's called a debate. It's called a debate. Right? Conflict doesn't have to be stupid. Let's see. Next one. A brain without a heart is not smart. Not at all. This world right now, a lot of people will say it's a fucked up ass place. And there's a lot of smart motherfuckers who's running it. But a lot of smart motherfuckers with no soul. Or I should say no heart. Right? No balance with their intelligence. Because it's hard to maintain that balance. Trust and believe. Most people who are highly intelligent are very less emotional. Right? People who are highly emotional are usually considered not as intelligent. Because usually we're operating off of one or the other as opposed to putting both within a balanced perspective or spectrum and being able to see things in that type of manner. That's what Jay's tank is for. Right? Hopefully this information will be good information for people. And this is just the introduction, Sean. Right? Similarities over differences. The tank is about similarities over differences. We're already experts at differences. You're this, I'm this. This is that, this is that. We're pretty fucking good at that already. How about we start getting down on some of our similarities? Because it looks like it may be a little lopsided on the perspective of differences. Because it seems like that's the only thing motherfuckers is looking at nowadays. How the fuck are we different? Well, how about we look at how the fuck we're saying? Right? So we can bring a connection to ourselves, create some unity, and then we can celebrate our differences. Then we can enjoy our differences. Right? Yeah. We'll just keep that one at that. Next one is conjecture versus record. Right? If we're putting forth conjectures, let's do it for positive solutions. When we're debating facts, it's facts. Have something. At least have something to say for somebody else to be able to go verify without you having to be there. I'll be doing the same. A lot of people just say things. A lot of other people just take it and run with it. And never seen it in their goddamn life. One big example, the fucking news. They'll say one word as allegedly, supposedly, perhaps. And then the rest of the time they're putting forth their conjecture on what they think happened. But everybody's running around like, oh yeah, that happened. Ain't none of them news niggas was there when it happened. They're hearing it from somebody else. Right? And I guarantee you, they ain't investigating truly. Right? Everything has its intent. Right? Try and see the intent. Try and see the actions. And last but not least, locked versus creative. Jay's Tank is a place and a realm for people creative as opposed to locked. Locked simply meaning that they hold on to something and it stays like that. And even when something gets put forth in front of them that disagrees with it, with whatever the knowledge it is that they have, they'll still hold on to the knowledge regardless. Right? That's locked. Right? But life is forever amalgamating. As time moves forward, so does everything else. It's called growth. Things that don't move forward, stay still. And things that stay still, they can't. Time will always move forward. So if it's staying still, it's actually dying. Right? So locked versus creative. The Walking Dead versus the conscientious. And the conscientious is really just a cognizance of self. Once you start having a cognizance of self, then automatically, okay, myself inside of whatever this is. And then so you start seeing the outer by going inside, by being conscientious. All right, well, this was the introductory episode for Jay's Tank. I thank you guys for tuning in. Yeah, it's fucking 14 minutes, probably gonna be a 15-minute video, but it's all good. Why? Because it's some important information that we believe is lacking and missing within our society. Right? Or maybe not lacking and missing, but maybe just needs more voices to put forth, because there's a lot of others doing the same. And if each of us just does our little part, hopefully the entire part will be good for all of us, for the majority, as opposed to right now it being good for a minority of people. All right? Thank you once again. Westside Mason Jason. aka New J for the new 2, right? Also known as Jail, spiritually manifest. Thank you guys for tuning in. I'll see you on the next tank.